Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Tom from the AOS station, and I wanted to make a guide for Heroes of New Earth and Dota, as well as some other AOS ARTS games that have this mechanic. Basically, we're going to be covering the mechanic of animation canceling. And if you're familiar with fighting games, it's actually very similar. In Dota and Heroes of New Earth, you can cancel your abilities before they actually activate. You have three forms of animation. You have the animation before it activates, the animation of it activating, and then the animation of you recovering from the activation. You can cancel the animation before it happens, and you will retain the cooldown, so it won't go on cooldown at all, and none of the actual skill will activate. You can cancel the recovery of many spells, so that you aren't just standing around doing nothing after you've cast a spell. And these are all done with the S key, or by issuing another command. And what the S key does is stops your character. As you can see, I'm running with Pyromancer here. I click S, he stops. Very simple. And you might ask, well, what can you actually use this in competitive games to your advantage? And there are a lot of ways you can use it. Most of it is to juke or to juke your opponent, to make them think you're doing something that you're actually not going to do. This is because some sounds and animations and special effects happen before the actual spell comes out. If you look at something like Pyromancer's Phoenix Wave, you can cast the ability. It looks just like that. It makes a sound, it makes a special animation, and the spell comes out. But if I click refresh over here, and I click S before the animation actually comes out, you can hear the sound, and you can see Pyromancer go to use his ability. Now, a lot of people actually use audio cues in-game to react to certain things. So part of animation canceling Phoenix Wave is to make that obnoxious Phoenix sound. Obviously, if you do it over and over and over, people aren't going to be confused by it. But if you use it once, you can often confuse people into doing things like portal keying, or you can make them do things reactionary to your Phoenix Wave even though it didn't actually come out. The same is true for Devourer's Hook. You can hook, which looks just like that, but you can animation cancel it beforehand, but this is actually a lot trickier than Phoenix Wave because you have to cancel it later in the animation to get the sound and the blood special effects. So you can see the blood special effects. See, I messed up and I did it too late. I'm trying to get the Your Mine to come out. I don't actually know if the Your Mine comes out. See, there we go. You get the splish noise of the hook, but you didn't actually get the hook coming out. So that's a good way to use Devo's hook to juke people and make them think that you're hooking at them. So like, you know, you run up. I fucked that up. I fucked that up actually. Excuse me. So he might have PK'd on the first one thinking you're gonna hook, and then, you know, you could react by then PKing after him and hooking, or doing something else like that. Another very popular use of this mechanic is using something like Magebane's Flash. He teleports. Very simple. But part of the teleport is you actually have a third of a second to cancel it if they keep it similar to Warcraft. I know all of the Warcraft 3 numbers and like frame data, but I don't know any of it in HoN. I'm expecting them to keep it the same because it works pretty much the same way. But what happens is when you blink, it creates a special effect where you are and a special effect where you're blinking to, and you have a third of a second to cancel it before it actually activates. So you can see like that. In Heroes of New Earth's case, it doesn't actually make an animation where you're pointing, but in Dota it does. But you can see Magebane's doing the animation of having teleported. And that's a very good thing to use on Magebane, because you can trick people into thinking you're going to teleport one way and then go and teleport another way. You can also just use it to piss off all your friends, because it makes that annoying sound. But it's also very effective at juking people. You can see, get some more Phoenix Wave, get some more Phoenix Wave. You can see I'm also canceling Dragonfire. Dragonfire is a little bit more difficult because the sound is very late in the animation, but you can get the animation. There we go. You can get the sound to come out without the animation or the spell going off. But in that case, I messed up. There are also a lot of other ways to use this that aren't necessarily to juke your opponent. You can also use it if you, for instance, miss a Dragonfire on Pyromancer. If you go to stun someone with Dragonfire and you miss, and you know you're going to miss, you can click S and quickly cancel the ability before actually having used it. In a game like League of Legends, you can't do this because there is no S key, and animations don't cancel like they can in these games. So that's just another reason stacked upon the entire, tower of reasons why Dota and HoN are more competitively viable than League of Legends. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you that you can in fact animation cancel abilities in Heroes of Earth and Dota, Dota 1 and Dota 2, and you can use it to your advantage to trick your opponents as well as to annoy your friends and make up for mistakes, because if I miss this Dragonfire, well, I missed it anyway, but you know what I mean. If I go and somebody teleports out of my Dragonfire, I can always just cancel it before it actually activates to not waste my cooldown. So there you go, guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys appreciate the guide, and I hope it helps you in your future endeavors in Heroes of Earth and Dota 2 and any other game that's similar to those, not including League of Legends. So I will see you guys